Alright, so we start looking at the guidelines for Section 2. I made you a few notes that I want you to be aware of. Every artifact in Section 2 must have a context statement. I provided an example of the context statement for you to use as a guide. The context statements are important because they provide your portfolio reviewer an explanation of the chosen artifacts displayed in that portfolio. That way they're not going to come out and ask you, so what's this about? And the less they have to ask, the better you're going to like it. If written correctly, these context statements will keep you from being called in to explain specific items in your portfolio. They may be the number one reason to do them that correctly. That may be. Okay, so make sure you're following the format of the template provided in this document. You should not do your own thing. This is specific layouts by your four-year institution. So use the format that I've provided. Be conscientious of your work. Format, alignment, and grammar are so important to the overall look of your artifact. I would suggest finding a friend who'll take your work and compare it to the examples given. This will help your overall grade on the portfolio. So as we move into Section 2, the first thing we see is writing questions using Bloom's Taxonomy. Now, why would I want you to be familiar with Bloom's Taxonomy? Because in the public school system, that's what part of your evaluation is going to be graded on. Are you asking higher order thinking questions? Now, inside eLearn, there's also a section that's Bloom's Taxonomy with a PowerPoint that gives you the verbs for each one of the levels, which you're going to need. Also, sentence stems. So please refer to that PowerPoint as you're starting to build this. So the directions for the Bloom's Taxonomy assignment is choose a specific element of content you might teach when you're in the classroom. So I've given you some examples right here, but you don't have to stay just to those. You could come up with your own if you want. I was just trying to give you some guidelines, but a specific element. What exactly are you going to do? Then write 3 questions dealing with that content for each level of Bloom's Taxonomy, and then write a short lesson plan for the lesson. So just a thing to remember, your audience, if you're talking to first graders, remember your language has to be for first graders. If you're talking to high schoolers, that's going to be much different. Use a language appropriate for your grade level. Like first graders can't discriminate, but they can tell how things are different or alike, so keep that in mind. So I'm telling you to use the following format. This is an example of the context statement that should be included. So you've got Bloom's Taxonomy activity, spring, this would actually say 14. Education 2300, Introduction to Education, this is the Bloom's Taxonomy activity we did in Education 2300, Introduction to Education. Alright, there's the content. Now here is your worksheet. You're going to put your name, the date, what class. This can just be as specific or as broad as just not a specific date, but just say spring 2014. And that way whoever reviews your book will know. Of course, the class once again will be, as always, EDUC 2300, Introduction to Education. Alright, and then the semester, I guess really, since I've asked for this semester, probably this should come down here. That should be lined up, so we could do a specific date here. So whatever date you're going to do it in your name. Alright, that would take care of the top part. Now, you notice I didn't bold my answers. You should not bold yours. So, the targeted grade level. What grade level are you going to do this activity for? First, second, third. Spell it out. So, if it's going to be second, say second grade. Alright, that should not be bolded. So, make sure you're taking that off. The subject area, what is it? Math, English, social studies, science? What is the subject area? And then the specific content that you're going to be teaching. If it's math, is it addition of 2 numbers? Is it addition of 3 numbers? All right, you see specifically how the format is laid out. So we have the 6 different levels of Bloom's Taxonomy: remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. And you have 3 questions that go under each. Now remember, this is where you're going to refer back to that PowerPoint that explains the stems and the verbs used for each leveling. So make sure you refer back to that as a guide. Now, if you come down and this question is longer than one line and you have to go back, make sure you align everything evenly over here, all the way up. Everything should be, it shouldn't be, the first sentence starts here, but the last of it is over here. Make sure you're aligning everything up to where I can lay a ruler down and everything just flows right down through there. Alright, so if you come on down, after you get this Bloom's Taxonomy activity made, then you're going to go into producing the lesson plan for it. So here is your context statement. Lesson plan assignment. You're going to have spring 2014. You're going to have the same Education 2300 Introduction to Education class, and then put this complete sentence in here. This is my, erase this and put your complete sentence in. This is my lesson plan assignment we did in EDUC 2300 Introduction to Education class, period. Okay, that's where your complete sentence goes right there, and it does not get highlighted. I just did that so you would know that this doesn't need to be in there, that your sentence goes in. Alright, as we come on down, you have your name, the title of the lesson, the grade, and the date once again. And you're going to just list me, materials needed. If you're going to bullet that, make sure you're keeping your alignment all the way down through here. You're going to give me all the materials that I would need as the teacher. You're going to write your goals. You're going to write the objectives of the lesson. You're going to tell me, again, maybe bold, I'll use a bullet on all of these. Instruction procedures first, I'm going to do this, next I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do this, da-da-da-da. This one, questions, is already done for you. See Bloom's Taxonomy assignment, because this lesson plan connects back to the assignment you just did. How will you close it out? What are you going to finish it with? And then how are you going to meet the adaptations for individual, what adaptations you're going to make for the individual students who have like inclusion or IEPs. Alright, and then your evaluation assessment, that's actually going to be a C attached rubric. We're going to make one of those as well. So make sure if on your template that is not 2 words, make sure you fix that. Did you see how I just did that? It was underlined to tell me there was a problem. Okay, it needed the space, so make sure you fix that on yours if it's not fixed already. Alright, this may not just be on one page, it may take more than one. As you're lining these last 2 up, or last 3 up, make sure that the bullets stay in line with everything else all the way. The alignment is very important. Alright, so this says use this to correctly fill in the lesson plan template above. This may help you, these websites, what's the goal of the lesson, and it gives you hints on what to do and how to start it. So this is just a little bit more. You can provide me a state system standard now that you know the Common Cores. You could add me a Common Core even in there to go with the lesson plan. Common Cores maybe even. So make sure you include those. Below is the example for use as a guide. Taylor let me use this, as you can see, in 2010. There's hers completely filled out. Look how neat that is aligned. Do you see how that right there, all the way down, it flows down? I can lay a ruler down and get all of that. Here is a lesson plan that yours should go with the Bloom's Taxonomy. This is not linked because I wasn't doing this at the time that Taylor submitted hers. This would be an example of what you could do. This doesn't have the Common Cores in there, Common Core standards, but if you want to include that, please do. Do you see how the alignment is all the way down? And then here's the last part of it, the rubric. Then you would say spring 2014 instead of 2013. Introduction to Education, and once again, a complete sentence. This is my rubric I developed to go along with my Bloom's Taxonomy assignment, period. And then you come on down, and the following is an example of a rubric. Now you must remember, you have to create or modify one of your own that goes with the Bloom's Taxonomy. So you could search out one online, you could use this, but it has to be modified. That's the way you get credit. Like this one's for Pony Express. You don't want yours to do that. So come up with a rubric that you have modified or created in order to get all of that Bloom's Taxonomy assignment in. Alright, good luck, have fun. That's a 1 component piece there. So it'd be good if you did it all together. Bloom's Taxonomy, your lesson plan, and the rubric. Alright, good luck.